Hey everybody, this is Ashley Page with a 5-Plan Economic Moment. Our subject today is what type of tariffs or trade barriers help us as Americans the most? There's so much noise out there with the trade and the tariff is coming and going on all type of different products. We thought we would cut through that for you a little bit and give you a little bit of something to think about of where we really can get helped by that type of activity. So to help you understand that a little bit, of everything that you're reading in the popular press or seeing in the popular press, you really have tariffs and trade that attach themselves to one of two large categories. The first is industrial and producing of consumer products. That's anything from making this table to the jacket that I'm wearing, to the shoes, to the camera equipment we have. That's more traditional old line industry. That's one large category. The second large category is high technology or intellectual property. That's the second. Our argument is that this second category can be helpful, and let me tell you what we mean by that. In the first category, you're usually protecting older line industries. You saw the president started with steel and aluminum, for example. They have a tendency to be more mature, and most economic models show over the long run that you really don't get much for that, because when you're trying to prop up a more mature industry, three things really happen. You're disrupting a lot of supply chain, you're trying to bring up a lot of old manufacturing capability, and that type of effort that goes in to the product and the raw material. So what we mean by that is it usually costs the taxpayer a lot more money relatively to keep it propped up, and that gets passed along more in pricing. So if you look at trade barriers and tariffs in that large category, not nearly as impactful. However, the second category we feel is really important. And the reason we say that, anytime that you're doing business with another country, if you are transferring your technology, you're transferring a unique ecosystem in it. And let me tell you what we mean by that. If you send good technology out, it's extremely difficult to get it back. If you give a patent on a drug or a trademark on a drug, what you're in essence doing is that you're not building that tariff or trade around one product. It's a whole ecosystem of product that is very difficult to repatriate. Good example of that. A number of years ago, call centers, for example, went to India. All it would take for those to come back is a dropping dollar and making that cheap again, it would all come back. If you have a complex technology, you can't really get that back in most situations. So we would argue, and we want you to think about that, you've got those two large categories, and that's what they are. We would argue that the one in technology and that type of intellectual property is the one that makes more sense for us to protect. Call us if you have any extra questions about that, and we would look forward to talk to you about it more. Thanks.